So today we're taking two beings straight from the footsteps of hell and throwing them head to head. Ghostwriter versus Spawn. I'm excited about this one, so let's get started. Johnny Blaze, motorcycle stuntman, became bound to the spirit of vengeance known as Zarathos after making a deal with Mephisto to spare his surrogate father. With the power to control hellfire and to inflict pain on those he deems evil with his penance stare, Johnny seeks vengeance as Ghostwriter. Johnny is the Medallion of Power, which is actually what gives Johnny the ability to turn into Ghostwriter. It also grants him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability. As the Ghostwriter, Johnny's most notable ability is the Penance Stare. This attack causes others to experience a level of pain that is equivalent to what they've caused others as a result of illegal or immoral actions. Now, the way it works is that Ghostwriter locks eyes with his opponents while in close combat and makes them feel all the pain they've ever inflicted. However, the penance stare doesn't always work like it's supposed to. If Ghostwriter can't make eye contact, the opponent has more than two eyes, is blind, or is high on drugs like cocaine, then the penance stare won't work. Then the attack has actually backfired on him before, like when he used the penance stare on Venom and Ghostwriter himself was knocked out. Johnny also has a supernatural steel chain that he uses as a weapon. He's able to grow it in length, transform it into other weapons like a spear, spin it as fast as a drill, and separate into individual leaks and throw them at enemies. Ghost Rider is also able to vomit his chain at opponents, which might sound disgusting, but it's actually pretty cool looking. Johnny also has complete control over Hellfire and normal fire. It can generate and project Hellfire in massive amounts and manipulate any way that he wants. Ghost Rider also has a motorcycle, which can travel much faster than normal motorcycles and perform impossible feats, like driving straight up walls or across water, and it's even occasionally driven in the air. Blaze and Zarathos often battle for control, with Johnny usually having dominance and is a bit more compassionate. But when Zarathos takes over, his power increases exponentially to where he can easily battle against Doctor Strange and World War Hulk. And in the other corner, we have Spawn. Albert Al Simmons was a highly trained assassin, but was murdered by his employer and former friend Chapel. He sold his soul to Malbolgia. What even is that? Malbolgia? Okay, yeah, roll. Keep going. He's one of the many rulers of hell. In order to see his wife Wanda Blick again. However, Malbolgia, don't even know. What were they thinking? That's a stupid name. Anyways, he had other things in mind for Al and sent him back to Earth with no memory as a Hellspawn, one of his soldiers, to do his bidding. Now, the source of Spawn's powers come from necroplasm, which gives him superhuman strength and durability. He's even been able to easily lift an entire building and throw it. Spawn's main weapon is his symbiotic suit, which is called Letha of the 7th House of K, or K7 Letha. The costume feeds all the necroplasm in his body, but the suit can also be powered by the evil from humans, certain animals like insects or bats, or even different parts of the city itself. This suit is actually connected to his central nervous system, and that allows him to control all parts of the suit, and the suit even protects him when he's unconscious. Spawn uses the suit to create chains and spikes, and he's even able to attack enemies with his cape, and the cape has been able to cut and dismember limbs. Now, what's interesting is that Spawn's powers are really only limited by his imagination, but because of his military training, he often prefers to use firearms instead of his powers. Spawn also has powers that are unique to him and other Hellspawns don't have them. He can detect when someone is in danger or has been killed, and he's also able to feel negative emotions like pain, hatred, and misery. There was also a time when Spawn possessed 6,000 souls inside his body and drew upon their powers, but those souls have now been removed. However, he still has access to their knowledge and experiences. Spawn also has access to a plethora of magical powers, as long as he has the energy stored to perform the abilities. Spawn can breathe hellfire, shoot energy blasts from his hands, generate electricity, set people on fire, can create and control plants, summon a Hellspawn army, teleport, turn intangible and invisible, phase through objects, stop time, resurrect the dead, has a healing ability, can launch telepathic attacks, and has his own version of the penance stare, where instead of making people feel the pain of their past, souls that they have injured or wronged actually come back and attack the person's soul. Wow, that is a lot of powers. That's a lot of powers. But who wins? Who wins? Well, let's break it down. Alright, so this is a really popular matchup, and I can see why. Both of these guys are filled with exceptional demonic power, but I gotta get the edge to Spawn in terms of raw power, because his symbiotic suit allows him to do virtually anything. He's only limited by his imagination. However, here's the catch. Because of Simmons' military training and experience as an assassin, he sometimes prefers to use firearms or the weapons instead of his more magical powers. And from everything that I've seen, it's not like they're magical firearms, just regular old guns and bullets. On the other hand, Ghostwriter fully embraces demonic powers, and that's all he uses. So how would Ghostwriter hold up against these bullets? Well, he's completely bulletproof, as the bullets just ricochet off his magical bones or pass right through the space in between his bones. So those guns are gonna be useless against Ghostwriter. But of course, Spawn isn't just bound to guns, and can do essentially anything that he wants. But let's jump over a bit and see how or if Ghostwriter's powers would affect Spawn. Well, his Hellfire has affected and hurt demons before, and Spawn is a being of Hell, so the Hellfire should in theory hurt him. However, Spawn has literally walked through a river of Hellfire, so I really don't think that Ghostwriter's attack is going to put Spawn down. It'll hurt him, but it won't defeat him. Well, let's move on and take a look at Ghostwriter's Penance Stare. Spawn has done some truly terrible things, and he also has the capacity to feel pain and misery, so if the Penance Stare works on him, then it's going to cause some serious pain. But the Penance Stare has overall been kinda all over the place, and there are a lot of times where it hasn't worked, like when someone is high, or just doesn't look Ghostwriter in the eyes. Simple as that. It also doesn't work on some people, like Deadpool, because he's kinda insane. It also hasn't worked on Venom before, and I'm under the impression that it's because of the symbiotic suit. The suit kind of creates a second layer on the person, and protects them from making direct eye contact with Ghostwriter, same if the person was blind or high. And you know what Spawn's main power is? His symbiotic suit. But then the question switches to, is Spawn able to defeat Ghostwriter? Well, with all his powers, I would say yes. Spawn has a lot more powers and versatility than Ghostwriter, and considering that Johnny Blaze controlled Ghostwriter, he's usually less powerful and not as ruthless, I would give the edge to Spawn. But just for fun, who would win after Spawn knocks Johnny Blaze out and Zarathos takes over? Well, Zarathos is one of the most powerful demons in all of Hell, and he should be able to take down a regular Spawn. But let's really get into it now, and see who to win between a Zarathos-empowered Ghostwriter and Divine Spawn, or Tree of Life Spawn. Now, for those that don't know, Divine Spawn is when the mother gave Spawn a piece of fruit from the Tree of Life, and it gave him godlike powers. He was able to use his powers to destroy all of heaven and hell's forces, and reconstructed all of earth and its people. He even trapped God and Satan in their own realms to fight. That is an insane level of power, and Divine Spawn definitely wins that fight. So overall, I would say that Spawn has just demonstrated a whole lot more power than Ghostwriter through the years, and should be able to defeat him in this fight. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button for videos just like this one every single week.